Hey, everybody. This is Anthony Simonie with the High End Client Program, and we are joined here today by the lovely Kathy Perry. Kathy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Anthony.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for being here today, and your mission to help make a positive impact in the world and to help others is just awesome. And so we're just super honored to have you here with us and to share your story.
Okay, great. Well, I was pretty lost. I think I'm going to term it that way. When I first heard about your program, you listen to these webinars and you think, oh, it's just another one of those programs. And I've been through dozens and dozens of online coaching programs and trainings and very high-end coaching programs. So I came in very skeptical to this program, but at the same time, I was stuck. I was really stuck in where I was because I didn't really see the value in what I had to offer. And I'll never forget that first call that we had, and you were able to help me see that I really had something great to offer, that I had something, and it was very powerful. And to me, that was just so life altering. And I know that's why I signed up into your program at that point. But obviously, I got a little freaked out because it was I just gave you everything I had. I gave you all of my funds. I was at that point. I was at a very low point, and I just believed and trusted that it was going to work. I told you then I am stepping off a ledge here, but I believe your program could really help me. And it's just been a transformative experience to be in this program. It really has. I just can't recommend it highly enough to others. The content is so comprehensive, but not only that, the support. I had a breakthrough mindset session with Haley that helped me see things entirely differently. That was awesome. But then I also, going through the process, I also had personal coaching session with Kent on my hero story, which really helped bring that together and focus in on something that I didn't even recognize that was the key element that he saw when I was going through that. And then, I had a personal coaching session with you on my webinar build, which was so critical to putting that together. So, every part of this program, I've had tremendous support, and I'm just thrilled with it. I'm thrilled.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about that for just a minute. For the folks, if we go back to the webinar where you attended you saw the webinar announcement, you decided to register and attend. For those people that are thinking, or maybe they're feeling some anxiety or fear about making that change that they really need to make in their lives, how important would you say that webinar was for you instrumentally in actually moving forward? And what about that made you feel like you're ready to just take a chance?
Well, I think that it was a couple things. Not only was it the webinar, but then you had an application process, and I had to fill out that application. That's pretty revealing when you start to fill out an application, because now, and I think my words when you called me was, why, I don't even know if I'm qualified for your program. I think I said that to you. Because I thought, oh my God, they're looking for these people that are already doing massive things. And I really felt like I was stuck. But, there were some things that I had put into that application that you said, oh my gosh, you've done this. And I'm going, yes. And you helped me see that what I had done was of, tremendous importance and great value, and I can make a difference. So, you saw in me something I didn't even see. So I think, right from the get-go, that was the deciding factor. I believed that the program was going to offer me what I needed it to, because I know, obviously, all the training over the years, if we do the same thing we've always done, we're going to get the same results, right?
Right.
And I knew I had to do something radically different in my business, or I was going to get the same results. And I can tell you, it's easy to fall back into that. Even going through this coaching program, I have to discipline myself to stay on top of it, because sometimes we fall back into old patterns and old habits, and that's the uniqueness that you guys offer with this program, with the mindset piece with Haley. If we get stuck, we've got somebody to help us get through that. And it's been really, really helpful for me to have that be a part of it as well. It's not just all the great content and all the training, but you're working with people on their mindset as well to break old habits, old patterns.
Yeah, and that's what I love about you. And there's a lot of people like you that they're in a specific position in their life and in their business, and they come to that point where it's like they have to make that decision on, are we gonna move forward and make this thing work, take a little risk and do what we need to do, because every person feels that resistance, when you're faced with an opportunity that can make a real difference in your life. And you're able to fight that resistance and overcome it. And that's what makes us so proud of you, because there are a lot of people like you that if they just allow themselves to, I think you said, just step off the ledge and go for it.
Right.
You can make radical changes.
And it's so true. And, I did fall, I did have that, I'll call it buyer's remorse. Afterwards I was like so scared, so afraid that, oh my God, what did I just do? What, am I crazy? I really have to tell you, I went through all of those fears, but, the support was there to help me through that. So if I just would, not get into my own way, I knew that I had the support to push me through. And the support was there with you, with Kent, with Haley, with Matt. Everybody was supporting me to make sure that I didn't, freak out, but I just stayed focused. And even going through the program, there's so much content. There's so much information. It can be overwhelming, and some things don't make as much sense until you get a little further along in the program, and then you go, oh, now that makes sense, and now I get that. You know what I mean? So I tried to share that with other people, when they were frustrated and overwhelmed, and say, hey, it's all going to come together. It's all going to make sense, because I was having trouble with the webinar build until I think I got to the hero story. And then when I got to the hero story, the webinar build made so much more sense. Everything kind of clicked that didn't click at first. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all there by design. It's specifically there in a certain sequence and order to not only give you the opportunity to bring in clients like literally within days of being in the program, but to also learn how to scale those efforts and take your business to higher levels consistently and continually as you move through the program. And what's really cool about you is that you've let us know every step of the way. You're like, okay, I got it. I picked it up. And at first it was a little bit daunting because it was new.
Right.
And I pushed through it, and you got the results.
And really it's so much fun to have people, I mean, obviously my LinkedIn profile is stellar now. I'm so excited about that. And people are finding me through it, and getting those calls from people who said, yeah, I saw your LinkedIn profile. But also, my headline to my hero story, the headline to my webinar is so powerful that I did pick up one client just from the headline. So I mean, there's so many pieces to this puzzle, and you guys have this step-by-step process, and if we just follow it, we can get through it. But I can't say enough about the details of all the components to the program, because they're all there. They're all there.
Yeah. And, you mentioned your hero story for those who don't understand what that means, it's just really your own personal story and how you got to a certain point in your life. And your story is just awesome. And, everybody's got a story that could be, shared with the world that could make an impact positively.
Right.
But let's talk about your story just for, a minute. You're not somebody that just, magically became successful. You've had your ups and downs, and, right. You're somebody that, I mean, really, you could tell us a little bit about it, but, you lost a business, and, knowing what you know now, if you would have known it then, let's stop there and just let me ask you, what do you think would have happened if you knew then what you know now from being in the program?
I mean, obviously, you learn and grow over the years, and, there's so much more I could have done had we known all of these tools and tricks and tips that you guys share. Because we didn't have that information back then, and we did lose the business, and and it did shape our lives. I mean, whenever that happens, it impacts your life in ways that you don't even realize it. And so, my mission is to help other women entrepreneurs really not have to go through what I went through and experience that. And a lot of it is just understanding, hey, there's an easier way to do it. And, and that's been the value of this discovery process of, my own hero story and putting it down. And then also to build the webinar around, my skill set. So that was really powerful.
Awesome. So so going back to your hero story, okay, we talked about you did have a business that you lost, and just, there's other people out there that have those same or similar sort of experiences and are going through, difficult times. What would you say to them if they're sitting kind of where you were and they've got this opportunity to make a change in their life? What would you tell them about the program in terms of whether or not to make the leap?
Well, I think that, we come to a point in our lives where if we are going to do the same thing over and over again, we're going to get the same results, and it isn't what we want, and we want to make a shift. To know that if they decide to jump off this ledge and be a part of this program, the support is there. Every piece of the puzzle is there. You don't hold anything back. A lot of programs I've been in, they only give you so much. They don't really tell you how to do it all. And you guys, just say, here's everything we do to run our business. This is how we're successful. This is what we're doing. And that's so powerful to me. And I would just, say to everyone, the program is just miles and miles ahead of every other program I've been involved in. And it's worth jumping off the cliff for because there's someone to catch you. You're definitely not going to be alone. And, again, with my hero story, not only did I lose a business, then I lost my husband. I really had to start over in my whole life and figure this all out. And so when you have to do that, there's a lot of growth that has to take place. There's a lot of things you have to do. And I'm happy that I found a team that was willing to support me and be there for me. That's what I've seen with your program.
Well, we love you, Kathy. You are just an amazing. We just, we talk about it a lot. Just how much of an impact that you made on us personally. Just seeing you grow throughout the time we've been connected.
Right.
Just super, super proud of you and how you're going out and changing people's lives with what you're doing. It's just amazing to me. We love it. So, your story's fantastic. You came to the webinar, you're interested, you said, all right, I'm going to fill out the application. I'm going to jump on a call. And then you decided to make the leap, even though you're facing like a huge adversity.
Yes.
And you took the last bit of money you had, invested it in our program, which, by the way, we don't take lightly. And we are only okay with that, obviously, when we're 100% confident that we can get you the results. But you overcame all this stuff, and here you are. What would you say is your favorite part of the program?
Oh man, that's hard because I've learned so much. I think a great, big, very important part was learning the whole LinkedIn, the power of LinkedIn. Because obviously in my business, I had specialized in Facebook and Facebook advertising. So I kind of ignored LinkedIn and didn't realize how powerful it was. So that was very, very great to get my profile to be, such a draw all by itself. Then, how to communicate and connect with people through that. But I think the fact that you have the mindset piece, you have the personal coaching part, you have these breakout sessions, you work with people individually, wherever they are, and however they're stuck or not stuck, or what do they need. And I mean, I couldn't even say which part is my favorite.
Awesome. That's a great feedback. And along those lines, how do you feel, or what would you say about the effect of the program, and if it could work for anybody in any business? Do you feel like it can make a positive impact for any industry?
Yeah, I really do. In the beginning, I was thinking, oh, this is really targeted to people in real estate, because you guys are amazing in real estate and you have a lot of those people in your program. But when you really get into it, you realize it is for any business. It's the same foundational tools we all need to know. We need to know how to connect and use LinkedIn appropriately. We need to know how to do the webinar, and your webinar build process is so step by step, and everything that we need to build the proper webinar to involve the emotion. I've done a lot of webinars in the past, but they weren't so successful because there was none of the pain points and the emotion in it. It was just content of, here's a product and let me tell you about the product. And so your webinar build process goes so in depth to bring out all of that emotion to make it a profitable type of webinar, which is what we want. And how to use the hero story to really pull that out of us. And you have a step-by-step process with that as well. And, all of that makes such a huge difference,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, one of the things I think I heard you say on one of the calls is, and I think it was you that said, oh my gosh, this stuff works many other places outside of LinkedIn. So it's not just
Absolutely.
LinkedIn, it's not pigeonholed. It's like, you start there obviously because you can make a radical, significant change quickly in terms of bringing on, new leads and clients that are targeted, but taking those same strategies and then expanding on them outside of
Absolutely. And actually, seeing it happen, watching Kent make his posts over in Facebook, and I'm going, wow, it even works here.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and seeing the comments and seeing what was driving activity immediately. And I was like, wow. So yeah, absolutely. Everything that you learn in this program, you can take anywhere. You can use in your business no matter what.
Perfect. Awesome. So kind of a maybe it might sound like a weird question, but if we were to go back a little ways right before you joined the program, how do you think your life would be if you decided not to take action and join this program as quickly as you did?
Well, my business was strictly based on referrals, local referrals. And, that was around the holidays. It got very, very tight because nobody really wanted to do any coaching or consulting around the holidays. And because I wasn't set up properly with my business to be able to work, even without me, by using a webinar tool, and I think maybe that was the number one thing that got my attention was I could go ahead and get my webinar built and have an automated process to drive leads and new business. So that was kind of one of those driving factors for me, because I needed to do that right. And I needed a coaching program to help me get on the right track. So that's, obviously, I feel like if I didn't make the leap, I'd be doing the same thing I always was doing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if you had to do it all over again,
Mm-hmm.
would you invest in the program?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I highly recommend it. I actually, it was really funny. I was speaking at a university last weekend in New York, and actually, no, I was up in Massachusetts. Sorry.
You're just so busy. You're traveling and getting all these different deals going that you can't even keep track of it.
Yeah, and I was telling them about this program, and I said, no matter what, when you graduate from college, you still have to invest in yourself. You have to still invest in your education, and that I also am investing in my education and continuing to learn and grow. I don't think you should ever stop that. And it's programs like yours that, really make a difference in your business.
Awesome. Awesome. So, there's this kind of shift that's taking place right now that I know you're aware of, but sometimes the average business owner isn't aware of. And that is that everything is evolving right now. And a lot of the old school tactics that people have been relying on because they're so used to them and using over the years are no longer working anymore.
Absolutely.
So they're kind of faced with this decision, whether they realize it or not, that down the street from them or just over on another webpage on a search is that, late 20s or early 30s something competitor that is utilizing effective online strategies. And what they're doing is taking business, if they haven't already, they're at least engaging with people's clients or customers or whatever you call them right under their nose, and they don't even know it. And before they know it, it might be too late if they don't make that change.
It's so true. I mean, everything is evolving rapidly and changing all the time. And that's the other thing that I really love about your program is even as we've been going through the program and LinkedIn made some updates and made some changes, you responded right away, put the new stuff up, helped us through that, letting us know, hey, this is what's going on, and these are the new changes. So yeah, it's so important to stay on top of that and market effectively, because people are tired of the old ways. And your program, compared to some other ones I've been in, that is a big part of why I loved your program. It was the new way of doing business where you're not just saying, here, you go to this online thing and you're good luck. You know what I mean? And you're done, and you're going, wait, I just spent all this money, and that's all I'm getting. And where you guys are sharing everything that you do, you're sharing, how we can be more successful. You're there, answering questions. I've never seen anybody that available, so I'm thrilled.
Awesome. Perfect. So I know I covered this a little bit earlier, but for those people that are sitting on the fence, what is like the final thought, as we kind of wrap this up? What is your final thought to somebody that is, they got an opportunity to make a decision, and here we are at this moment in time, and all of a sudden that fear starts coming in to the mind, and they're just not sure yet. They think they are, but then they're not sure of themselves, or whatever it might be. What would you tell them?
Well, because I've been there and I took the leap, I jumped off the ledge. I absolutely can say without a doubt, you're not making a mistake. This is worth every bit of what they're charging. They are offering so much more than anyone else in the industry, and they're there to hold your hand through the whole process to make sure you make it through. So the support is stellar. You just can't find any other program doing the same thing. So I just highly recommend, that people believe in themselves, because you guys believed in me more than I believed in me. So I think that was, probably one of the key factors, is knowing I had something powerful to offer. I just didn't know how to do it and how to get it out there right. And you showed me something, some new insights about my own business that I hadn't seen. So I recommend your program highly.
Perfect. And one of the things that we live by here is that we just simply, we won't take anybody on unless we are 100% sure that we can help them get the results. It's just a big integrity play for us. And I think that you've seen that. I know that initially when we're going through a webinar or, a strategy call or breakthrough call, you don't know 100% who the person is. You can get a feel for who that person is, especially if they're genuine. And I think, I felt that about you. It was just one of the reasons why, we knew you were a fit. But, we will only take on people that we know that we can help. And I think you've probably seen that integrity now over the time that we've known each other, but you got a real deep look at it. Even though you didn't know completely in the beginning, you took that chance, and here we are now, and you were just rocking it, and we are loving every minute of it.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be a part of your program, and thank you for believing in me.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. There's really not much else to talk about. The bottom line is that, you're a rock star, even if you didn't know it in the beginning. Now you do, and we're going to keep reminding you that you are, because this really is just the beginning for you, and you have amazing things to come, even though you've come a long way already. So, Kathy,
thank you
for being here. We love you, and we will look forward to connecting with you here soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Happy to be a part of your program.
Absolutely. Take care, Kathy.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay.